particular, and I think ये just मेरे boards examination के बाद का ही था, मैं सिर्फ 17 साल का था, and I was invited to the event. मुझे लगा था कि मुझे youngsters को ही address करना होगा, मेरे जैसे ही 17, 18 और 19 year olds होंगे जिनको एड्रेस करना होगा. मैंने अपना पूरा कंटेंट प्रिपेयर करा. इट वाज वंडरफुल. इवन आई एम सेइंग दैट इट वाज वंडरफुल. एंड मैं स्टेज पर गया, बहुत एक्साइटेड था. एंड देन आई सॉ दैट it was something which I wasn't expecting, by the way. I wasn't made aware about it. मैंने देखा कि ऑडियंस में जो लोग बैठे हुए हैं ना, they are in their 30s or 40s or 50s or even 60s. They are twice or thrice as old as I am. और मुझे पर्सनली उनसे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बिकॉज आई नो दैट माई वर्क इज टू एड्रेस, सो आई विल एड्रेस irrespective of the age groups that I am addressing. Of course, I will be flexible about the ways in which I speak, the content which I deliver, but I will not consider that as a pressurizing force कि मुझे अपने से बड़े इंसान को एड्रेस करना है. For the people, however, on the other hand, I just saw that most of the people in the audience, they were simply rolling their eyes. They were like, wait, this guy is just 17 years old, right? How is he going to tell us about how to lead our lives or how to identify our strengths? What does he know about strengths in the first place? That has happened. This is a true example and I'm not making this up. And it is still etched in my memory very clearly. Because मुझे पता है कि उसके बाद क्या हुआ. उसके बाद ये हुआ कि भले ही मेरी सेशन के पहले वहां पे जितनी भी ऑडियंस थे वो अपनी आईज रोल कर रहे थे, वो काइंड ऑफ मुझे जज कर रहे थे, उनके आई कुड मेक दैट आउट फ्रॉम द फेसेस. After the session, however, there were simply applauds. There were simply signatures that I was signing. There were simply so many hundreds of selfies which I was taking with all the people who came up to take those pictures. And there was simply appreciation. There was simply one phrase which every person was saying, that you are working beyond your age. And you kind of prove that age is actually just a number. Experience is what matters. Content is what matters. Passion and dedication is what matters, not your age. And you prove that today. And उस दिन के बाद से जब मैं 17 साल का था in 2019, that was 2 years ago, right? Yeah, 2 years ago. So anyway, after that day, आज तो ये हाल है कि every single day I'm addressing people who are in their 80s or 90s and twice or thrice as elder to me. Most of the time I'm addressing people who are much elder to me and not younger or about my age. And that for me is never a problem, because it is no longer a problem for the people who are being addressed as well. Because now they understand that if a person is coming from this background after doing so much, he is coming with experience, he is coming with content, and he is coming to not just prove, but to actually change somebody's life irrespective of their age. Because that is what I firmly believe in as well. तो क्योंकि मैं पर्सनली ये जो यूथिज्म और रिवर्स एजिज्म और एज बेस्ड प्रेजुडिसेस हैं, इनके थ्रू जा चुका हूं अपने इनिशियल फेज ऑफ करियर में professionally, I can understand that even many of you over here, I'm sure that each one of you has a lot of creativity, has a lot of passion, has a lot to contribute to the world, but sometimes even the society obstructs you. Like for example, आप सब यहाँ पर इतने fortunate है. I don't know whether you realize this or not, but you guys are so fortunate to be associated with a platform like ROTARACT or ROTARY, because यहाँ पर आपको एक voice मिल रही है, यहाँ पर आपको एक platform मिल रहा है अपने talents के बारे में सिर्फ बोलने के लिए नहीं, but उसको present करने का भी, उसको exemplify करने का भी, उसको कह सकते हैं manifest करने का भी. But so many other youngsters out there in the world, I would say in thousands upon thousands of youngsters out there in the world, भले उनके अंदर passion और creativity क्यों ना हो ना, they don't have a passion, they don't have a platform for it, they don't have somebody telling them that you can work beyond your age, because age is just a quantifiable number and not anything more than that. So I just want you all to realize how fortunate you are to be on the platform today. And then I also want to emphasize on yet another topic, which is about why we need our youngsters to be contributing in the first place. क्योंकि अगर मैंने इतनी लंबी गाथा आपको सुना दी कि यूथिज्म ये होता है, मैंने कम उम्र में ये करा, ऐसा वैसा पता नहीं क्या क्या यंगस्टर्स के बारे में. So there has to be a point for that, right? There has to be a reason why I want all of the youngsters over here to be enthusiastic, to be coming forward. Why do I feel the need for that? It is not just something I want, but personally, I feel the need for that in the social world that we are a part of. So let us take a look at those needs as well. That why do we need the youngsters to be coming forward, to be starting conversations, to be taking initiatives, and to be contributing to this world. And मेरे हिसाब से इस चीज के दो पर्टिकुलर कारण हैं क्यों हम लोग को हमारे they should come forward and they should be active contributors to this world. And the first is quite obvious, which I think I kind of quoted in my talk earlier as well, that the youngsters of today, whether you talk about the youngsters in their teens or you talk about the 20-year-old or the 25-year-old, these youngsters might be the young ones for today, but they are going to be the leaders, the changers, the policymakers, the global contributors, the foundation of the world of tomorrow. अगर आज की हमारी जो एल्डर जनरेशन है वो ना जाने कितनी सारे कह सकते हैं डील साइन अप करती है या पॉलिसी साइन अप करती है या प्लान्स और स्ट्रेटजीज बनाती है हमारे वर्ल्ड के सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के लिए, दे आर ऑल गोइंग टू बी ओनली पॉलिसीज एंड आइडियाज इफ the youngsters of today do not take a charge in that, because these are the youngsters who are going to take it forward. The current generation, at best, they can only present a foundation for it, but only the youngsters of today, who are going to be the foundation of the world of tomorrow, they can change it further. So क्योंकि हमारे जो आज के young ones हैं वो हमारे आगे के समय के, आगे की पीढ़ियों के, आगे की दुनिया के, हमारे जो future world है, जो हमारा कह सकते हैं envisioned world है of a technologically advanced, of a socially and ethically moral world जिसके बारे में हम envision करते हैं and हम aim करते हैं. If we actually want to bring to that fruitfulness, if we actually want all of those ideas and plans to manifest in the world of tomorrow, then we need the youngsters of today to take charge for it, because they are going to be the ones who are going to take it further in the world of tomorrow. सेकेंडली, जो आई थिंक ज्यादा प्रैक्टिकल नीड है हमारे यंगस्टर्स के कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए, और वो इस बात पे डिपेंड करती है कि आज के जमाने में जो, अगर हम प्रेजेंट डे की बात करें, अगर हम 14th March 2021 की बात करें, तो इस पर्टिकुलर डेट पे हमारे जो एंटायर वर्ल्ड है वो इतने सारे कंसर्न्स से इतने सारे once again there is a lot of disturbance right now. Can the participants please move themselves? Yeah, thank you so much. So as I was saying, that on this particular date that we are having this event right now, the world of today is burdened with so many global concerns कि अगर उसकी लिस्ट हम लोग बनाने बैठे तो पूरे दिन बीत जाएंगे. Whether we talk about the human right crisis in a country like Myanmar, or we talk about the pandemic itself, which is a huge medical crisis all around the world, or we talk about the, let's say, the environmental concerns, the environmental crisis that once again is not specified to a particular region or just the Amazon rainforest, but it is a concern for the people around the world. So इससे हमको ये पता चलता है कि हम इस वक्त प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में इतनी सारी ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम से घिरे हुए हैं कि हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि बेटा जब तुम 25 साल के हो जाओ ना तब कंट्रीब्यूट करना शुरू करना, या बेटा जब तुम 30 साल के हो जाओ तब कंट्रीब्यूट करना शुरू कर लो, तब तक तुम अपनी पढ़ाई कर लो, फैमिली बना लो, सेटल हो लो, जॉब पा लो, 50,000 कमा लो हर महीने. We cannot do that. We cannot afford that right now. And I know once again this is quite blunt of an honesty, but that is the truth. हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि हमारे जो यंगस्टर्स हैं, हमारे ही जो बच्चे हैं, वो 18 साल तक अपनी स्कूलिंग कर लें, फिर 25 साल तक अपने कॉलेज पे काम करें, फिर 30 साल तक अपनी फैमिली बना ले, फिर उसके बाद अपने सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन की स्टेज में वो वर्ल्ड की तरफ कंट्रीब्यूट करना शुरू करें. ऐसा पॉसिबल ही नहीं, बिकॉज जब हम ये कह रहे हैं कि एक ग्लोबल पॉपुलेशन में से 1.2 बिलियन and even more than that people are youngsters, they are the young ones, then can their contributions be overlooked in any way, or can the importance of their contributions be overlooked in any way, or should it be overlooked in any way just because they are young? If we actually want to solve the major concerns of the world of today, भले हम एजुकेशनल कंसर्न्स की बात करें, हम इलिटरेसी की बात करें, हम पॉवर्टी की बात करें, हम पॉलिटिक्स की बात करें, आई वांट द यंगस्टर्स टू बी एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट्स ऑफ द पॉलिटिक्स एज वेल, ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एज वेल, तभी तो आप कुछ एक्चुअल चेंज ला पाएंगे ना, बातें करने के बियॉन्ड. बट एनीवे, अगर हम इन सारे कंसर्न्स की बात करें तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि बूढ़े लोग कुछ नहीं कर सकते, यंगस्टर्स कुछ नहीं कर सकते, जो बीच वाले वर्ग के लोग हैं वही कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं. That is not the truth, because if a 9-year-old environmental activist can inspire thousands upon thousands of youngsters around the world to be on the streets with placards and banners and shout for the environmental concerns, then so can each one of you. Beyond your age, beyond that quantifiable number, beyond the number of years that you have lived in this planet, if you have the passion for it, if you have the dedication for it, and if you have the ambition for it, you not only should do it, but you need to do it. Because हमारी जरूरत ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ एल्डर्स ही काम करें या सिर्फ और सिर्फ 1.2 बिलियन लोग ही काम करें दुनिया की तरफ। हमारी जरूरत है कि अगर दुनिया में 7 बिलियन से ज्यादा लोग सफर कर रहे हैं, तो 7 बिलियन से ज्यादा लोग ही उन प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करें। We shouldn't be dependent on only the policymakers or the security or whatnot to protect us or to take care of us. We also have to take a stand for it, and then only we can change this world for good. So I hope that most of you at least agree with these two major needs, which I've listed over here, for why we need more youngsters to come forward and to, be change makers for the world of today as well as tomorrow. Just give me 1 second. Just 1 second. I don't know why my device is acting up a little bit. But anyway, as I was saying, that I hope that you all agree with and understand the basic needs for why we need more youngsters to come forward and be the change that they want to see in the world. But ठीक है, फिर से वही बात आती है कि मैंने एक हाइपोथेटिकल बात तो कह दी, मैंने एक साइकोलॉजिकल बात तो बता दी कि आपको ये करना है, आपको ये करना है, इसकी जरूरत ये है, उसकी जरूरत वो है, लंबी सी किताब यहाँ पे मैंने लिख दी। But how do they do that? If I am saying that we need all these youngsters in Rotary and ROTARACT right now to take a change, to contribute to the world, then how do you do that? How do I, guide you to do these things? मेरे हिसाब से अगर एक इंडिविजुअल यंगस्टर की भी हम लोग बात करें ना, वो अगर एक ग्लोबल चेंज मेकर बनना चाहता है, वो अगर कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहता है इस वर्ल्ड की तरफ, तो उसको करने के 3 मेजर तरीके हैं। एंड ये 3 चीजें ऐसे नहीं कि इन तीनों में से आपने कुछ एक कर लिया। इट इज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑल दीज 3 थिंग्स व्हिच आई एम गोइंग टू गाइड यू ऑल अबाउट, व्हिच द यंगस्टर्स नीड टू वर्क अपॉन, through which I'm sure they can contribute a great deal towards this world and at least do something, do their part of solving the social issues or the global issues that we are surrounded by. And these 3 things are as follows. The first one is communicate, the second one is collaborate, and the third one is coach. मैंने वर्ड्स बता दी, आई एम श्योर कि आपके दिमाग में ऑलरेडी एक नोशन डेवलप हो गया होगा कि व्हाट आई वांट टू कन्वे थ्रू दीस वर्ड्स, बट जस्ट फॉर द एक्सप्लेनेशन सेक आई एम गोइंग टू स्पीक अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट ईच ऑफ दीस टर्म्स एज वेल, सो दैट यू हैव अ बेटर क्लैरिटी अबाउट हाउ दीस यंगस्टर्स कैन डू समथिंग फॉर दिस वर्ल्ड इवन बियॉन्ड देयर एज. So as I said, the first one is all about communicating. Supposedly, मेरे दिमाग में एक बहुत अच्छा आइडिया आया, लेट्स से किसी सोशल इशू को ही सॉल्व करने का, लेट्स से पॉवर्टी को सॉल्व करने का मेरे दिमाग में एक बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है, ठीक है। बट मैंने ये सोचा कि यार अगर ये आइडिया मेरे दिमाग में आया है ना, तो मुझे किसी के साथ शेयर नहीं करना चाहिए. आई शुड बी द सोल क्रेडिटर फॉर इट. आई शुड बी द पर्सन हु रिसीव्स ऑल द क्रेडिबिलिटी, ऑल द अप्रिसिएशन, ऑल द अक्लेम फॉर इट. और मुझे किसी के साथ इस बारे में बात नहीं करनी चाहिए. यार क्या पता अगर किसी ने आइडिया कॉपी कर लिया तो, ऐसा हो सकता है ना. डू यू अग्री विद दिस और नॉट? सो मेनी यंगस्टर्स एक्चुअली डू नॉट share what all they are planning or even work upon what they are planning because they feel कि कहीं उनका आइडिया चोरी ना हो जाए. यार जब हम लोग सोशल इश्यूज को सॉल्व करने की बात करते हैं, इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस वी आर नॉट रनिंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाला प्लेटफॉर्म, राइट? वी आर नॉट रनिंग अ बिजनेस. वी आर एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट सॉल्विंग द इश्यूज. इवन इफ यू आर मेकिंग सम और द अदर फॉर्म ऑफ प्रॉफिट आउट ऑफ इट, आई पर्सनली बिलीव दैट ग्रीड or self-interest or jealousy should not be a foundation for that. Or I would say the insecurity of your idea being copied should not be a foundation of that. Because if you have a solution for a huge global change and you know that on your level you might not be able to do that, but somebody on their level can do it, then you need to communicate. The world will not, let's say, progress. The world will not develop if every person is only and only focused on their own repute or their own acclaim or their own acknowledgement. You have to think beyond being acknowledged for what you are thinking. You have to think about acknowledging the world itself. And for that, you need to communicate. You need to share your ideas. You need to share your plan. And I'm not saying कि आप अपने plan पे give up करके बिल्कुल आराम से पलंग पे लेट जाइए because आपने किसी और को तो inspire कर दिया ना. That is not how it works as well. You have to communicate efficiently so that the point number 2, you collaborate with other people. That is where the second point comes. Ki once you have communicated with others about what to do and how to do your great plans, your great strategies for solving these global issues, secondly, you need to collaborate with them. And what does collaboration exactly mean? इसके बारे में भी हम लोग थोड़ी सी बात करते हैं. Okay. कोलैबोरेशन का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आपके फ्रेंड ने अगर एक एनवायरमेंटल कंसर्न की रैली शुरू करी तो आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक प्लकार्ड लेके वहां पे खड़े हो. दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स a step that you are taking. That is, of course, some sort of contribution which you are doing, but it is not collaboration in all senses. Because collaboration means that other people are actively participating in your great social plans, and you also are actively participating towards the great social plans of others. Like, for example, if all of you are here associated with Rotary and ROTARACT clubs, it doesn't mean that you are here only for the badge, right? It doesn't mean you are here only for being a Rotaractor or a Rotarian. You are here to collaborate with one another. You are here to effectively communicate and contribute towards the great plans of one another, as well as seek contributions from others for your great social plans and endeavors. So collaboration has to be a two-way thing where you are also willing to help others in solving the social concerns that they might be concerned about, as well as seeking their contributions towards your plans and your ideas and your needs. That is only, I believe, how all of the people around the world can actually do something good if they are together. If you are not just thinking about being a part of it for the sake of it, but you are actually willing to contribute towards it. And last but not the least, we have the term called coach. मैंने कोच वर्ड बोला था ना, हमारे पास 3 टर्म्स हैं हमारे यंगस्टर्स को इनविगरेट करने के लिए, उनको इंस्पायर करने के लिए to do something towards the world. First one was communicate, the second one was collaborate, and the third one was coach. Now, what does coach actually mean? मैं यहाँ पे आपके पीटी कोचेस की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ जो कि आपको फील्ड पे फुटबॉल या बास्केटबॉल सिखाते हैं, but I am talking about coaching your fellow youngsters, the underprivileged ones, the impoverished ones, or the ones who do not have the resources or even slightest of idea about what is right and what is wrong. Supposedly, अगर हम ये सोचते हैं कि एक यंगस्टर है जो कि एक मोहल्ले में रह रहा है, right? There is one youngster who is living in one colony or one region, and that region also is a house for let's say 5 underprivileged people. Only 5 people I'm talking about, who have no idea about the social concerns, who have no idea about the moral values and the ethical values, who have no idea about their rights and freedoms or whatnot. So if this one youngster teaches those 5 impoverished and unread people, he will be changing their lives in some way or the other. But more than that, he will be creating 5 new contributors for the global concerns that we are surrounded by. He will be creating 5 change makers for solving the problems that all of us as a whole are surrounded by. और अगर एक यंगस्टर 5 लोगों की जिंदगी बदलता है, तो 5 यंगस्टर कितने लोगों की जिंदगी बदलेंगे? 5 into 5 कितना हो गया? 25 हुआ ना? अगर 5 यंगस्टर को हम लोग कर देते हैं, लेट्स से 5000 यंगस्टर्स अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. ये बहुत बड़ा नंबर नहीं है, बिकॉज हमारे खुद की कंट्री में आई थिंक 300 मिलियन के ऊपर यंगस्टर्स है, राइट? इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन. सो अगर हम यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं 5000 youngsters की भी, which is a bare minimum amount of number as compared to the youngsters that we have in our country itself, then just imagine how much of a huge change you will be able to make. Coaching is about sharing more than more than just for the sake of it, or speaking more than just for the sake of it, or let's say inspiring somebody more than just because you want to be an inspirational speaker or a motivational speaker. I'm being honest about it once again, and यहाँ पे मेरे profession पे भी बात आती है, because I myself am a public speaker. Because right now when I come on this platform and I address you all and I try to coach you all, or I try to guide you all, I'm not doing that just because I have been invited to the platform, but I as an individual who is literate, who has studied, who has an idea about the problems of the world, and who has an idea about the solutions of the world as well, I feel a moral duty towards coaching all my fellow youngsters as well about the same. Because I want to create change makers and not just speak for the sake of it. That is what I want all of my fellow youngsters over here to believe in as well. That आज के सेशन के बाद अगर आप इन 3 पॉइंटर्स के बारे में सोचें और आप किसी को जाके पढ़ाएं, अगर आप किसी को जाके कोच भी करें हमारे सोशल कंसर्न्स के बारे में, अगर आप सिंपली जो मैंने ही सेशन दिया, अगर आप इसी को कॉपी पेस्ट कर देते कहीं पे, एंड यू आल्सो टेल समबडी दैट हाउ देयर एज इज not an obstruction in their path to success, it shouldn't be just for the sake of it. You should be doing that because you feel that you have a moral duty towards it. So all in all, I hope that all these, these solutions which I've presented, or all these ways in which I personally believe that the youngsters can contribute towards the world, they help you all in some way or the other. And most importantly, I genuinely hope that you got to learn something or the other from the session today. मेरा यहाँ पर जो प्राइमरी एम था वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने बारे में बताना या सोशल कंसर्न्स के बारे में बताना नहीं था, बट इट वाज टू एक्चुअली प्रूव दैट यू कैन वर्क well beyond your age, because it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. It doesn't matter what age you are in, what background you're coming from, what kind of life you have lived so far. What matters is what kind of life you are going to live from this point onwards. So I'm just going to share 2 quotations with you, which I have in fact written in both of my books as well. And the first one is that every person should dream big and work hard, no matter what the odds are, or no matter what the odds you feel are there in the society. And secondly, and most importantly, I should say, no matter how dark the tunnel might appear to be, there is always a bright end to it. भले आपको जितने भी ज्यादा कह सकते हैं डार्कनेस अपनी जिंदगी में इस वक्त क्यों ना नजर आए अपने अराउंड. Just 1 second. Yeah. I don't know why my device is acting up so much. Anyway, so as I was saying कि भले आपको जितनी भी ज्यादा डार्कनेस ही क्यों ना नजर आए अपने अराउंड दुनिया में या इवन अपनी जिंदगी में इंडिविजुअली, you need to remember that there is always a bright end to it. No matter what kind of dark tunnel you are caught up in, no matter how long it might be, there is always a bright end to it. So with those words, I would like to thank the organizers of E-Ryla, the ROTARACT Club and the Rotary Club once again for having me on the platform. अगर यहाँ पे जितने भी सारे youngsters and सारे लोग जो present हैं, अगर आप मुझसे connect करना चाहेंगे या अगर आप अपने doubts, queries या even ideas भी communicate करना चाहेंगे मेरे साथ, जैसे कि मैंने आज आपको guide करा जिस बारे में, then feel free to reach out to me on www.yashtiwari.org. That is my website. Or you can connect with me on my social platforms. That is Yash Tiwari Speaks on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat. I'm not sure how many social platforms I have my account on. So just search Yash Tiwari Speaks wherever you find me, connect with me. I will be more than happy to connect with you. Okay. So once again, thank you so much for having me on the platform. It was great connecting with you. And thank you so much once again. I hope you feel inspired. Thank you.
Thank you, Yash. I would like to invite all the audience to ask Yash any questions or seek some advice. आपको अगर कुछ पूछना है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं.
Also, you can share your feedback if you would like.
Actually, I'd like to ask something.
Sure.
Sorry. Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
So one thing, what was the biggest hindrance, when you start doing all these things, there are definitely quite a lot of hindrance which comes in your way. And what was the biggest one for you, like which you had to overcome to come on this platform?
I think I spoke briefly about this, which was in fact the societal concern of age only, the youthism only. Because when I started, I was just 16 years old, and I very clearly can tell you what happened exactly. I was preparing for my 12th boards examination. I was elected the head boy of my school. So usko leke excited tha hi, but pressure bhi bahut zyada tha. And 12th boards ke bare mein hum sabhi jante hain. It is one of the most pivotal examination in any student's life. So once again, the pressure about that was also sky high on my shoulders. But then all of the sudden, out of nowhere, I decided to write a book. all at the age of 16. So all of it was going, all of it was happening right alongside my obligations. All of it was happening right alongside my other duties and other work obligations and academic obligations as well. So from the very beginning of my professional career, and even right now, when I'm 19 years old, I have to juggle everything all the while I'm pursuing my studies, all the while I'm preparing for my life ahead. And I know whatever I do in my life ahead, whatever my career will be, public speaking and literature will be the basic foundation of it. But still, I have to academically strengthen myself as well. So because all of it from the very beginning was happening side by side alongside my academic obligations, that was something of, I would say, a thrilling challenge to deal with, not a problem per se, because I feel very much fortunate to be doing what I'm doing since such a young age. I feel extremely grateful for the people who pushed me, who inspired me, and who told me, especially my family, that, just because you have to prepare for your boards does not mean that you are going to become stagnant. You have to work if you are passionate about something. You have to publish that book if you have already written, because this duty is not the end of who you are. This certain obligation is not the only definition of yours. Your definition depends on your ambition and your creativity and your passion towards something. So for me, it was just a thrilling challenge, and it has always been, it will always be, to manage everything side by side, whether it is my work obligations, my academic obligations, or my creative passions. और इसी से एक anecdote भी याद आता है बहुत interesting, that my first TED talk, which I delivered at the age of 17, it was scheduled, believe it or not, it was scheduled right in between of my physics boards examination and my chemistry boards examination. And that was a good week for me, I must say. A very hectic week, but a good week. So yeah, that is how it has always been, but that is where I find the thrill of all of it. So yeah, that is what I would like to say.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you so much. Anybody else who would like to ask?
और किसी को बिल्कुल आप पूछ सकते हैं. Anyone else?
Or maybe what we can do is that the questions which come on later on as well, you can share that with me, or the people themselves can reach out to me on my social media platforms itself, and then I'll address all the questions and queries that might come up in your mind. Okay. So even if right now you don't have any questions, you can connect with me later on as well through my website or my social platforms. And whatever questions and queries are coming up in your mind, I will be more than happy to address it later on as well.
Yes, so Yash, I would just like to say that I'm highly impressed by what you have done at such a young age, and I think all these children listening in should get a lot of motivation, because you're right that we keep thinking that, ye ho jaye to hum wo karenge, aur wo ho jaye to hum wo karenge, and let me do this, let me settle down, but there is always a right, always the time to do something right now. But I believe it is here and now, that we need to live in. So really inspiring, and आपने अपने young age में बहुत कुछ achieve कर लिया है. मैं कब से सोच रही हूँ किताब लिखूंगी, आपने तो 2 लिख भी डाली. So I'm motivated by your talk today. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. And I now will be very eagerly waiting to read your book as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, Yash. What an amazing insight on this topic we had. You shared with us the 3 golden words, that's communicate, collaborate and coach, which was amazing by the way. और आपने हमें बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंस्पायर किया है, मैं ये कहूँगा. और आई एम श्योर कि हमारी सफलता में अभी हमारी उम्र कोई बाधा नहीं बनेगी, और हम इसी प्रकार से आगे डटकर आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you for being here.
और जैसे यश ने कहा है, आप उनसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. अगर आपके पास कोई क्वेश्चंस है तो आप उनसे जरूर पूछ सकते हैं.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Really, you are inspired. You are motivated.
Thank you so much.
Not only to youngsters, but to elders also.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. That really means a lot. I'm really very grateful for all the appreciation and all the blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi Yash, Sanjana here.
Hi.
Hi, it was amazing session. I mean, I love the way you spoke and you told everything, like what every youngster faces. And in fact, I felt the same. I actually left my job to follow a new path, a new domain. And somewhere I think, is it risky, is it not, etc. But yeah, this session helped me.
That
So
is
thank
so great to know. That is so great to know. And I'm very happy to know that you are following your passions right now. And that is really wonderful. Thank you so much for all the appreciation once again. And yeah, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Invite you once again.
Ji, sir.
Kindly accept
Yes,
our
thank you
request.
very much.
Kindly accept our request. Huh? We'll invite you once again for.
Absolutely. Sir, I will be more than happy to be a part of this platform once again. And I eagerly look forward to being on the platform.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Sanjana, you should make him a Rotaractor, or I'll make him a Rotarian. So you choose.
I'm surely I'm gonna make him a Rotaract.
Once again, that is a huge, I would say, a huge appreciation for me and a huge blessing as well. Thank you so much. That really means a lot.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you very much.
Thank
जितना आपको बोला जाए शायद उतना कम रहेगा, क्योंकि आपने हमें बहुत ही आपके शब्दों से बहुत इंस्पायर किया है हम सभी को, और खासकर मुझे भी, क्योंकि पर्सनली अगर बोला जाए तो मैंने भी असल में मैं 3 फेजेस से गया हूँ मेरे करियर के हिसाब से. दैट इज नाउ आई हैव डिसाइडेड दैट ह्यूमैनिटीज वुड बी समथिंग which I am really passionate about, and you have actually inspired me a lot to perceive my passion, I would say.
That is great to know. And once again, as I told Sanjana, very happy to know that you are following something that you are passionate about, that you genuinely feel an inclination towards. Because at the end of the day, I believe that if the youngsters are not doing what they are truly inclined about, they will not be able to succeed in the longer run. And it is not just about the youngsters, it is about every person in general. If you are not doing at least something in the direction of your inclinations alongside your obligations as well, you will not be able to go any further than where you are right now. So work, perform your duties, perform your obligations, do not give up on them in any way, but then for sure, side by side or in some way or the other, do something towards your inclinations, towards your passions as well. So once again, I believe that would be my parting words for all of you. And I hope that, inspires all of the youngsters over here in some way. So once again, I think for the 100th time, thank you so much for having me on the platform. This was truly a pleasure. And thank you so much for all the appreciation as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yash. Ma'am, I guess...
you can announce about the games and then we'll move on to the WhatsApp platform.
Okay. Diksha?
Wow, what a wonderful session it was. And I think everyone loved it a lot. Now it's time to have some masti appa. Are you all guys ready for it? Yes, like we will conduct some games for you. So I would like to hand over this place to Rotaractor Shubham, who has very interesting game for you all. Shubham, now you can take over.
Please, everyone, we will now move on to our WhatsApp platform. There you would actually receive what the instructions and proper guidelines.
Do we have Shubham here? Can just somebody check? Is Shubham here just now?
Yes, ma'am, I'm available.
So Shubham, I think you can just announce the rules and regulations over here, and then we'll move on to our WhatsApp platform.
Okay, I will give a short brief on the game.
Yes.
And you can get all the details on our WhatsApp group. Okay.
Oh.
So the game is named Guess Me If You Can. So it's very simple. There are 6 questions. You have to use Google search. You have to use Google search to find answers to each. And unless your answers are correct, you won't be able to submit the quiz. There is a 30-minute time limit, after which you won't be able to submit your answers. And every participant can use only one response. So, and we will be confirming your details for the winners from your email ID. So make sure you have access to your email ID which you are using to enter into the game. If there is anything else you want, I will like tell you about on the WhatsApp group.
Just want to add to it. So I'm sure all of us are googling all the answers nowadays, and now it is the time to see कि कितना fast Google कर सकते हैं. सारे answers सिर्फ Google करने, Google करके हमें Google form पे डालने हैं, and you will have a time limit of Shubham, I think we are giving them a time of 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
it's not like once a participant starts the game, each participant will have 30 minutes.
Okay, so each participant will have 30 minutes. The time they start. Oh, that's great. That's great. So we have, anybody else would like to add something to it? I think many faces over here.
Explain it in Hindi and Marathi also.
मराठी कैन बी डिफिकल्ट बट मैं हिंदी ट्राई करता हूँ. ओके, तो गेम ऐसा है कि 6 क्वेश्चंस है. हर क्वेश्चन को आपको गूगल करके उसका आंसर मिल जाएगा, बट डायरेक्टली मिलेगा इसकी गारंटी नहीं है. आपको थोड़े गूगल ट्रिक्स यूज करने पड़ेंगे, थोड़ा ज्यादा ढूंढना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आपको आंसर मिलेगा. हर जो आंसर की फील्ड है दैट इज केस सेंसिटिव, सो मेक श्योर कि अगर 2 वर्ड्स है आंसर में तो दोनों का जो फर्स्ट लेटर है वो कैपिटल है. दैट इज वन थिंग. एंड आप सबको 30 मिनट मिलेंगे आपका क्विज सॉल्व करने के लिए, जिसके बाद आप वो फॉर्म नहीं सबमिट कर पाएंगे. अगर कोई भी डाउट है तो मैं व्हाट्सएप पे अवेलेबल रहूंगा फुल टाइम आपके डाउट क्लियर करने के लिए, या हिंट भी दूंगा अगर किसी को जरूरत पड़ती है तो. और ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है, आसानी से हो जाएगा. तो गेम स्टार्ट करोगे तो लाइक बहुत सिंपल है. तो और उसमें ये एक चीज है कि जो सबसे पहले सॉल्व करेगा तो वो विनर रहेगा. फर्स्ट कम बेसिस पे है, तो मेक श्योर कि आप जल्दी से जल्दी कर सके.
So guys, one thing I want to add over here, I have played the game, I was just giving it a trial shot. After seeing the questions, please do not panic कि अरे मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, because it was the condition with me, because the answers have to be searched through Google. Since it's case sensitive, just be sure what Shubham said and try to do it as fast as possible. You might have to scroll down for more answers because Google might not give you the perfect answers at the first go. So just try to do it again if you are not able to submit the Google form. So I think that's it. The other details will be shared by Shubham on WhatsApp platform, and we can end over here right now.
Yes.
So on that note, I think we'll move on to our WhatsApp platform now. Yes, Akshay?
Yes.
Okay, everyone.
Okay.
You guys can leave now and join over in WhatsApp. किसी को कोई डाउट से तो पूछ सकते हैं. Anybody who want to